Now, I know it seems on the surface that this might be, an example of one rule applying to the senior management team and one rule applying to the rest of you. But there were mitigating circumstances. I consider that what I did was something that any caring, compassionate cat owner would do. Teenage son on the Harry Potter English literature module has decided to make up lots of rude and amusing spell names, and I'm just going with the flow. To be honest, with my best Hagrid impression, so I'm like, Harry, and not just bumpkin noises. Sometimes I make actual sentences. I say things like, "Oh, Harry, yes, ooh. Yeah, when we bust open the Chamber of Secrets for the first time all those years ago, and that basilisk came up at us, we shouted out Nostrilumos, which didn't kill the basilisk, obviously, but it did turn its nose into a temporary torch, and then we went Rectolumos, which meant it was beaming out of both ends, and the basilisk was that angry it bit a large chunk of flesh out of Tom Riddle's arse." Oh, Harry, in case you get a bit annoyed with the food in the Great Hall being a bit bland, all you've got to do is use the spell Bestow Maximus. Yeah, that gives you unlimited supplies of gravy. Right, so what you got to do if you want beef gravy, you go Bovino Maximus. And of course, if you just want chicken gravy, it's Cocco Maximus. Which might actually be a spell for something else entirely, actually. I wouldn't try that one if I were you, unless you're in private. Really ought not to have mentioned that. Oh, Harry, yeah. Did I ever tell you about that time I got absolutely slaughtered at the Leaky Cauldron, got into a scuffle with Lucius Malfoy, and I raises my wand and I says Scrotohelium, which is a very amusing spell which causes a certain part of a gentleman's anatomy. I was in desperate need of cat care. There was no cat care locally available. And do you know what? I'll level with you. I came downstairs, right? Cat was behind the curtains in the living room, leapt out of me, and he was like, "Oh, where?" And he took a swipe at me crotch, claws across the clackers, made me scream. I was like, Cat, that's it, I've had enough of this. I'm taking you to my mum's. So, I grabbed hold of the cat, shoved him in a box, went out of the house, stuck him in the back of a car. It happened to be a work car. It was the first available car, but I only drove up the road, just 250 miles or so. I imagine conversations between my two dogs now, and I'll give them silly voices. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I got an old dog called Tug. He's about 11, so really old, and he's breathless and cockney. So when he speaks, he's like, "Hello, Nigel. How you doing, mate? There's no point chucking that stick at me. I can't fetch him naked. I mean, I'd lie down and try and lick my own bits, but I'd put my back out. I've pedigree chum and asthma." And then, of course, there's little Trixie. She's a rescue dog. We've had her a while. She's only about 2, though, and she completely rules the roost. She's basically got to give me one of her cute looks. And she's basically anybody's, but I imagine her being a bit more ruthless. And a little bit more like Antonio Banderas as Puss in Boots in the Shrek films. Hello, Nigel, yes. I am on your lap now, and you will stroke me, yes you will. Mm-hmm. Do you like that, Nigel? I like that very much. We're liking this very much, aren't we? Yes. There's only one little puppy in this relationship, Nigel. And it is not me. Oh no, you're my little puppy now, oh yes. Which, to be honest, freaks me out. The viability of injecting Dettol into oneself as a potential way of combating the infection with the pandemic. Again, I'm no expert like the president, who is clearly an expert in such matters, but I think, on balance and on reflection, as a man who kind of works with evidence and data and risk quite a lot, I think I'm going to wait for a vaccine, thank you, and stay at home. I think that's probably the way I do it. I mean, my mate Wayne disagrees. You know, he was very much, no, we've had enough of experts. You know, you know, all the politicians are saying we've had enough of experts. And to be perfectly honest, I disagree. I said, Wayne, like a month ago, just before lockdown started, you had to go for that, what was it called now? Prostate exam. So, which you passed with flying colours. Well done. Yeah, and you revised very hard. But, you know, given a choice, Wayne, if you'd have gone into the surgery and they'd have said, hello, Wayne, you're here for your prostate exam. You've got a choice. Here's a fully qualified medical professional. And here's a guy called Steve. He's a mechanic from Burton Joyce, and he's got a spanner. I mean, like, senior management had to have a Zoom call last week. We all had to get together to discuss ways in which we can keep our teams kind of motivated during this very isolating time. And my director said, Nigel, can you explain to the group what makes you such an inspirational leader? And I thought to myself, well, clearly the other Nigel's on the call, so you know, and he's a complete sycophant. So I'm sure he'll come up with some old gubbins, you know. And my director said, no, not that Nigel, the other Nigel, the one that's sat naked at his desk. And I went, oh, sorry, just my way of decompressing. I didn't turn the video off, so I turned the video off. I mean, it's not like I was naked from the waist down or anything, obviously. Gordon is colloquially referred to in our village as Fash Gordon, and it's not a name that I've given him. It just seems to have organically grown with him over the years, you know. And he's into conspiracy theories. When he's not on Facebook, he's reading The Sun, and you can present him with facts and evidence and data about all sorts of things, and he'll immediately deny it, you know. I'm talking to him the other day, and I'm like, morning, Gordon. Hello, Nige, how are you? I'm all right. No, you're not. Yes, I am. I am all right. No, you're not, Nige. You look ill. I'm not ill. You are, Nige. I'm not ill, Gordon. I'm not ill. I'm maybe a little bit anxious, a little bit stressed because we've decided to move to Scotland. No, you haven't. Yeah, yes, we have. Look, here's my phone. Here's my phone, Gordon, right? On the phone is a picture of the house that we're moving to. Right, we're moving into this house in Scotland. You're moving to that house, Nigel? Yes. In Scotland? Yes. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Yes, I am, Gordon. We're moving to Scotland. Gordon thinks for a bit and says, you taking your cat with you, Nige? Your cat's got scabies. I'm like, well, Gordon, to be fair, no, it hasn't. And that really freaks him out. Because I'm using his tactics now. And he goes, yes, it has, Nige. It's got a horrible skin condition. I said, yeah, it's not scabies, though, Gordon. But I am taking the cat with me to Scotland because wherever I spray my cat, that's my home. To leave the cat at my mum's, to drive back home again. Didn't stop off for a toilet break. Cat had a poo in the back of the car. So that was fine. Anyway, on the way back, I thought it's a lovely day. I might go and visit this castle